Yo, what's up guys, it's me, Paradox Gaming here with a new Hypixel video. In this video we are going to be going over how to game Hypixel SKYBLOCK. Okay, so what are we doing today? As you know, this is the How to Game series. Normally we will explain how to play a game. For example, we have done Among Us and Tower Wars, etc. But that is not what we will be doing today. Well, it's very similar though. So we are going to be explaining Hypixel SKYBLOCK, but we're going to do it as if you start a new profile without actually starting one. So I will be going through explaining what you should do, when you should do it, how to increase your damage, etc. So hopefully if you're just starting out Hypixel SKYBLOCK, this will help you out. And then this will be a short mini series, so we'll probably do early game, an early game, mid game, late game, and end game. Apart from I might not do an end game because I'm not end game, so I don't exactly know how to do it. But then we also might do some specific videos on like dungeons, early game, damage increase early game. So this will be general early game starting right off from the start. So first of all, let's go to our island as if we have just spawned. So this is, your island will look nothing like this, and what you would do is your island would look kind of like this. I mean, this is slightly modified. If I go onto my Hypixel minions profile, then it will look like you have an island like this, tree here, you chop down the tree, you bridge over to the other side, and then you go through this portal and you log into Winecraft. Technoblade reference. So yeah, this is what we are doing. So I should now switch back to my other profile. That is what you want to do, and once you want to do that, I can't switch profiles. Once you want to do that, first thing you want to do is work your way up to unlocking Bazaar. So the way you want to do that is by running over to the wheat, which is over here. So you go to the hub selector. If you have a rank, you can right click this and you'll get private lobbies with 1 player. Else right click it and you'll get small lobbies with around 3 players. Not always, but sometimes hopefully you will. You will then run over here and you will see a ton of wheat. You will then get a rookie hoe from the farm merchant that is standing right around here, and you will farm wheat until you unlock the replenishing book. After you get the replenished book, you will then want to go get your you then want to enchant it and go all the way to unlock Bazaar. Now I shall put a card in the top right now. That the card will be for my speedrun video. Now it's not a specific tutorial video on how to do it, but it explains how to unlock Bazaar right from the start. So going to the mines, getting your haste pots, doing your foraging, etc. So then you'll have level 7 skills in all of them. Once you do that, you can also use the Bazaar flipping method. No, the adventure flipping method. I shall do this right now, where you basically go over to certain like shopkeepers, buy certain stuff. For example, packed ice. You can right click on and do bulk and just buy a ton of that, and that cost me some coins, but then with those coins you can go to the Bazaar and then you can sell it, and that was about, normally I think it's around 15k profit, but that can vary greatly. So that is how you start off. Next thing you want is minions. Get your minions down as early as possible. So for very early game, there are some certain minions that you want. Now I need to switch over to my other profile for this. So there is some different early game minions that you want to get down and put down. So you have different types. There's 3 different types of minions. So there is money minions that you have purely mainly for money. So for example, my minions here is Snow and Clay. They are both money minions as well as like skill experience minions, which I'll go on to in detail in a bit. So this is going to be the main episode. This is going to be based around minions. So you have money making minions, which I'll go over the early game ones, the mid game ones, and the late game ones. And then, well, it's actually kind of near a mid game, but like than late game. But still, I don't know. I'm somewhere in between. I'm probably late game now, but not anywhere near end game. So if we go on to our profile, you'll find your minions somewhere. Profile management, minions. I'll see when I find it. Minions. So here you have all of your minions and the tiers that you have done. I swear. Wheat, I haven't done tier 5. I need to do that. And mushroom, Jesus. Okay, so yeah, I need to sort some of my minions out. But you can basically what you want to do is you want to unlock all of your minions and maybe get them to tier 4 or 5. It will cost you a mil max to get a ton of slots, and then also you can use the event person in here. So the community shop here, you can have account profiles. So you can have, like, here I am doing this that has 4 hours left, and I get another minion slot, so that will be nice. And then I have accessory bag slots that I'm getting, but like for the account upgrades, it doesn't matter a ton. But profile upgrades, you really want to get your minion slots down, and you kind of want to get your coin allowance done. They're important. Now, I will get Bazaar Flipper, but of course that costs gems. Magic Finder is important. Sack of Sacks is not that important, but accessory bag and ender chests are useful in mid and late game, but they are not useful that much in early game. So let's get on to the minions. So if we go back to the minions in here, you have different minions. So if you want to go for collection, it's just, so you've got 3 types, as I said: collection, money, and skill XP. So for collection, you just go with it, whichever minion you want for that specific collection. Then for money minions, you have early game money minions. So these are ones that either need compactors or don't need super compactors. So you can use the obsidian minion, that's quite a good money minion. The clay is a good mid-game money minion. The snow minion is pretty good, but that's a late-game minion. You then have diamond, that's pretty good early game. Redstone and gold are also pretty good early game. You then have magma, which is good if you have a farm from like early or mid-game, doesn't really matter. Then cave spider is tarantula is the best, but it's not good. Like, you don't want it. Well, you don't get it until late game because you need a high slayer recipe. So yeah, that is about it, I think. But yeah, early game you mainly want collections, but they're also really useful for money. Now, you don't use them for like getting the materials, because you're way better off just having the one best for money, selling the stuff at Bazaar, and buying the stuff you need. So that's good. Now, so if I was to start off, I would probably have some diamond, some redstone, some gold, and some obsidian. Now you go on to skill XP minions. These you normally want late game. So there's mainly 2 or 3 that you want. Clay minion is a good minion for like mid-game for money, but it's also good for fishing XP. So I've had them down for I've had them down for over 7 months now, like 12 of them for over 7 months. I am now and I've done like maybe about 300k experience manually max, and I'm at fishing 25. That's pretty good. And another one, so snow minions is one of the best for money, but it's also amazing for mining XP. Another one is ice minion, good best for mining XP, and fishing minion also are the second best for mining XP. best for fishing XP. So they are all the minions that you want. Of course, you want to get as many slots as possible, as they are really useful. Then you want to go on to your starter weapons. So you're going to want some simple armor. So some good armor is some, if you can able to do like what I think it was 2 dungeon runs, then there is rotten dungeon armor. So if I just search it up, you can get it for really cheap. So I'll just claim those. What actually sells for a ton? Why has somebody bid 100k on a cauldron? I don't know. But if we go to rotten armor, then you see all of these. You've got tons of these. If you go on to ending soonest and auctions only, you can see they're going for 5,000 coins, 500 coins, and all sorts of really low prices, but they're actually a pretty good armor set. So that is what I would suggest getting for your first armor set. Now, first weapon, you can, of course, it would be probably the one that you can buy from the weaponsmith over here. So this sword here, the undead sword. But then after you've got the undead sword, you want to either get a raider's axe or aspect of the end. Now I have an aspect of end mid game, but that is because it's a warped, which makes it actually an amazing weapon. So you want to upgrade to Raider's Axe. Then after Raider's Axe, you probably want to go to an aspect of the dragon, then a warped aspect of the end, and then some late, and then you go into your late game ones that cost 50 mil plus. Either some of the new dungeons ones, or you want a 50 mil Midas. Now, if you asked me 3 weeks ago, I'd say a 50 mil Midas. But now floor 5 and 6 are out, the meta has totally changed, and I have no clue because I cannot be bothered. Now, increasing your damage, you want to get as many talismans as possible. Now, this will be a video of its own, but you want to get as many talismans as possible, and yeah, you just want a ton of talismans. So that is good. Then armor sets. So you want to start off with your Russian armor set, and then after that you want to go into Ender. After Ender, you probably want to go to Strong or Young, and then after you've got that, you want to get the other one. During the time, you might want to pick up some Snowsuit or Wise, and in Angler armor. Angler armor is really cheap, but of course it's only used for fishing. Tarantula armor is always useful. Obsidian chestplate for farming, and fish hat for in case you need to go to the person that sells tears, even though tears are useless because they removed god pots. I'm so annoyed about that. So yeah, that is the starting, and then there is a few other main things that you're going to want. So right from the start, you want to get your grappling hook. Now these are really useful because like you can just get all over the place like 10 times quicker. Second of all, you want to, as soon as you get your grappling hook, now you can either do this before you've got any armor sets, like any armor at all. I would get your fairy souls. If I didn't have fairy souls, I would have, as you can see, my base HP. So HP, you can see that my base HP is 700. So I get 600 from like the armor set and 700 from the fairy souls. That just proves how much. That's half my health from fairy souls alone. Now, armor does make actually more of a difference, but that is because of like defense. Defense like reduces the damage more. But fairy souls are still really important, and they increased my damage by around 20% when I did them in my Hypixel Minionless series. Then, as a good early game, mid game, and late game money making method is bazaar flipping. Now, I have a separate video on that, so if you want to go watch that, link is again in the top right hand of the screen. So that is what you're going to want to start out. So you want to get your minions up. So that is your first priority. Well, you want to get the bazaar, then you want to get to as many minions as you can, and then you want to progress through the armor sets and weapons. Now bows you don't really need, but I would suggest maybe a Savannah bow, then a Magma bow, and then a Runans. Now, Magma bow can still sometimes be better than a Runans, but it depends on the situation. But Magma bow is a ton cheaper. Okay, so that is about it. Pets, I shall do a separate video on. Dungeons, I'll do a separate video on. And increasing your damage, I shall do a separate video on. So they are the videos coming in future. Apart from that, hope you enjoyed this video. So remember, bizarre minions, weapons. That is what you want, but that is just what I would do. Now, it's not necessarily the 100% most efficient, but we should also do a video on like some simple money making methods. For example, bazaar flipping, of which I already have a video on. And then there are other methods such as farming and grinding summoning eyes, as well as a few others that I shall mention in another video. Apart from that, bye for now. See ya.